trunks, they ever ready. Assault and battery, if you scared, you never ready.
Alright, this video is going to be my 2014 WWE year-end awards. Now, surprisingly, I've been doing this for the past, I think, 4 years now, 2011, 12, 13, and 14, so it's quite a trend, and surprisingly, I didn't expect it to be a trend, but hey, WWE puts out the bad slammy, so I guess it's my duty to give you guys my opinion and what I think should be winning, rather than, you know, the atrocity that they give you every Monday night. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 categories, and very simple. There's no LOL or oh my god or whatever moment of the year. Just very simple, to the point. And I also want to get your guys' opinion, not in a way, you guys can write in the comment section, but one thing I wanted to do last year was a prediction show. Now, if you guys listen to Wrestling Observer Radio, you guys know Bryan Alvarez, he is the host. He'll pretty much take your calls, and he writes down your name and what your prediction is for the next year. Now, I wanted to do this last year, but, you know, didn't get around to it. But this year, I'm definitely going to try doing this video. Pretty much what I'm going to have to do is you guys send me a Skype friend request. And I know I have like 150 already that have not yet accepted. But I will accept everybody. And it's going to be either just before New Year's Eve, or it's going to be like right after, the week after. So it's going to be in that time frame. And I'll pretty much put a message on my Twitter or Facebook, probably most likely Twitter, and I'll just do both, whatever. Pretty much saying, hey, in the next 10-15 minutes, I'm going to be taking your guys' Skype calls. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to record here and then take your calls from the computer. And you guys can tell me what your prediction is for the year 2015. I'll write your name, I'll write your prediction, and pretty much 365 days from then, in December of 2015, I'll read what you guys predicted, and we'll see how close you guys were or how far away you guys were. And, you know, I remember listening to Alvarez's show, the Wrestling Observer, and he, you know, it's a cool concept because you can, like, think back to how just amazing you would have thought one guy would have been and just see how far he's fallen. For example, I remember off the top of my head, everyone in 2013 were saying that Antonio Cesaro was going to be the World Heavyweight Champion, just the man. And I remember more than one person said he's going to win Money in the Bank and he's going to go on to be like some sort of heavyweight champion. And look where he is now. So just to think like how far off we were, it's cool. It's cool to look back, but follow me on Twitter if you guys don't already. All the links are in the description box, so keep an eye on that over the next week or two. So let's get to this video. So I'll start off with who to look out for in 2015. Now, last year I said Roman Reigns, and although he is pretty much on the ascension, I think 2015 is going to be definitely the year of Roman Reigns. I'm going to predict, I think everyone else is, winning the Royal Rumble and then going on to win the title at WrestleMania 31. So I think it's a no-brainer that Roman Reigns is going to be the guy by the end of 2015. Next is the Diva of the Year. I don't think anyone really deserves it more than AJ Lee. I know she's kind of been off and on in 2015, but, you know, who has really stepped up to the plate and who's really kept the Diva division alive for whatever is left? You know, you got AJ and you have Paige. Those are the only two Divas really that really they could have had a great program. I remember WrestleMania 30, the Raw right after Paige came out, and people were already chanting, "This is awesome." But I think after the 4th or 5th pay-per-view match, it's kind of like, okay, now this is getting a little boring. So, but at the end of the day, it was still AJ's division. It still is. AJ Lee is like the John Cena of the Divas division. And for how much longer, I don't know, because of her association of marriage. Let's just say that. Tag Team of the Year, I think it would have to be the Usos. I think WWE gave it to them as well, and it's a good choice because most of 2014 was based around them being the tag team champions. They had great matches with The Shield. They had great matches with Gold and Stardust, and just a team that they built from the bottom. I remember watching them on Superstars, and they kind of made their way to SmackDown, then Raw, and next thing you know, they're teaming with John Cena in 6-man tag matches, putting on great matches night in, night out, and really being the definition of a tag team. Guys who know each other, guys who can trust each other, and they just have that free, like, they're brothers, so you know, it just adds more to the mix. And yeah, the Usos definitely tag team of the year for 2014. Next is going to be DVD of the year for you guys DVD buffs. It's a close call between the Macho Man and this one, but I think at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, has to be the DVD of the year of 2014. Just because it's that story that you've never heard before. I know Macho Man's the same thing, but that was the WWE's second attempt to put out a Macho Man DVD. First one was, you know, it was okay, but the second one, I think the documentary really hit home for a lot of people. They talked about a lot of in-depth stuff, but I think personally that this one was a lot more in-depth and a lot more controversial, and they just added stuff that you wouldn't think they really added. And if you guys have seen it, I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but it took a while to figure out for me, but I came to the conclusion that this has to be the #1 DVD this year. Next is Promo of the Year. Now, this one was probably the most toughest to decide because it's not like there's been anything. Well, I think pretty much the reason is there's been no one who really stood out when it came to promos. You don't have a CM Punk there anymore. John Cena does the same thing over and over again. You know, The Rock can only come back so many times to cut a great promo. But there was one promo early in the year, just before Elimination Chamber. It was backstage, not in the ring. It was with Dolph Ziggler, and he just lost his qualifying match to Cesaro. And the link for that is in the description box as well. He just cut the most passionate promo about how he gets screwed over and how he works the hardest, and you just could feel the passion and you can feel the anger just coming off the screen. And I think when the person cutting the promo believes what he's saying, that's when the fans believe what they're saying. And I believed everything Dolph Ziggler was saying in that promo that he cut. And it was about 2.5 to 3 minutes long, and he was on the verge of tears. You could see the passion was just flowing right out of him, and just something. I remember when he first cut it, everyone was going crazy about it on Twitter. And looking back, I don't think anything has ever topped it. I know Paul Heyman's cut a couple good ones here and there, but you know, the runner-up for me was the Paul Heyman rap thing that he did to John Cena with just before SummerSlam. But I think you want to talk about just something incredible that you've never really seen since. It's the Dolph Ziggler backstage promo after he lost to Cesaro. Rookie of the Year. So, Rusev. Whatever. As much as I don't like him, I can't deny the fact that this guy has done it, you know. He's got that rocket strapped to his back, and he's on the way up. He debuted the night after WrestleMania, just dominated ever since. He's been in the same ring as The Rock. He's pretty much just, you know, the guys he's destroyed may have not be the best. You know, Swagger, Mark Henry, Big Show, Zack Ryder, Xavier Woods, R-Truth, Big E. You know, they're not amazing names, but although they are former champions, a few of them. But he has done it in very convincing fashion. He has showed everyone that he is a main player. And, you know, this is kind of like a do or die thing for him, because if he chokes when he faces someone like John Cena, that can just be the end of him easily. Because right now he is facing guys who aren't exactly at the same level as him when it comes to just notoriety, if you want to even say that. But for what he's been, for what he's done so far in 2014, he is definitely the Rookie of the Year. Feud of the Year, Daniel Bryan versus The Authority. Now this was kind of came over from 2013 to 14. And started at the Royal Rumble, really, when I guess pretty much the crowd turned on everybody because they wanted to see Daniel Bryan. And even up the Hell in a Cell, just as all late 2013, it was always Triple H kind of giving Bryan the hard time, giving him the boot, giving him the, you know, on the losing end of the stick. He came back. He had his big moment at WrestleMania. And unfortunately, that's about as far as he got, because he did Extreme Rules and we never seen him after that. And it was a sad ending to what was one of the greatest just uprisings of all time. Match of the Year. This is from Elimination Chamber, and there was no mention of it at all. I think it's one of those matches that, because it was so early in the year, it kind of gets forgotten. But the Shield versus the Wyatt family, their very first match, their very first encounter, just gave me goosebumps. I watched the match just a couple days ago, and the build-up was like, they didn't even touch each other, and the crowd was already chanting, "This is awesome." And although I remember vividly just tweeting, I'm like, man, this match should have happened at WrestleMania. I guess they had their own plans, but for what the match was, it was definitely like a 4.5 to 3, 4 and 3. It was just one of those matches that the build, they made both teams look so strong coming in. They've stayed far as away from each other as they possibly could, and they just crossed paths. And it was, I think it was Cole who said, Triple H said that it was going to be doomsday for something, because those two are just going to explode and everything's going to never be the same again. And it definitely wasn't, because those guys stole the show at Elimination Chamber, and they had 2 other matches after, and all 3 of them were amazing. But the first one was just incredible to me. My match of the year for sure. And the last category is the Superstar of the Year, the most important, I guess. Brock Lesnar, without a doubt. Coming into 2014, he destroyed, I think it was Big Show with a chair so bad, putting Big Show in tears. Then he broke the streak, which was just like, I was there live. You guys saw the reactions of everybody. Then he went on to beat John Cena at SummerSlam in a very convincing fashion. Beat John Cena again. And he's probably going to beat John Cena again at Royal Rumble. But for a guy to win the title, beat The Undertaker, and beat John Cena, those 3, I think that's enough to be known as like the best guy of the year. So Brock Lesnar, in my opinion. I know this was the one that kind of get tossed around, because I was reading somewhere that Dolph Ziggler got I think it was Rolling Stone, some sort of magazine gave Dolph Ziggler Superstar of the Year. WWE gave it to Roman Reigns, but to me it has to be, and people are going to give it to Daniel Bryan because of what happened at WrestleMania. People are probably going to give it to Seth Rollins, being the guy who kind of turned on the Shield and kind of became the most popular or most successful since. But to me, Brock Lesnar, the Beast, the champ, the guy the one behind the 21-1, definitely Superstar of the Year. So that's all. Like I said, add me on Twitter and follow me on Twitter and add me on Facebook, and I'll keep you guys posted on the prediction show, which will be coming up within the next couple weeks. So I'll see you guys in the next video.